All right. Just before we get into it all, we'll go through a bit about the change of formation. So we're going to be a 4-3-1. So we got 4 at the back, meaning 2 defenders, 2 centre backs, left and right back, and centre mid, a left mid, a right mid, and a striker. This allows us to really make sure that we are as defensively strong as possible. You also might realize, hey, look, where does it look like we're forcing them with the formation? Let's say that they're at 3-4-1. Where does it look like we're forcing them to the wide areas? You can see it's like a little pyramid. We'll force them to the wide areas. So that's number 1. 2 is, okay, playing out from the back. We then will just have so much more security and ability to play to keep possession, because we have our centre backs that can play to the fullbacks. Fullback may face forward and then go, nope, I have to keep it, and it's much easier to switch from one side to the other side. And you're probably more comfortable like this as 11 aside as 4 at the back, generally. Another thing is, you might be able to see we've got lots of midfielders close to each other, so we should be able to combine, keep possession very easily. And then playing to the striker when we need. If the ball does go to the striker, can we make these forward runs in support so we can attack? Another key thing is to realise when we have the ball, we don't want both mids going really, really wide, because it just leaves us exposed in the middle. So what we do want to see is first stay central, but then if the ball does start to go to one side, then that midfielder, so if it's on the right side, the right midfielder can really open up wide at the right time. So the fullback may get the ball facing forward. We can then make a run down this way. The centre mid can then come over and support, creating this option, and the other midfielder can slide across and provide this option. And this then allows, well, these players will draw over. We kind of slid over. But what we do want to exploit is having this furthest fullback being able to push up and receive the switch, and then we attack like this. So that is another good option. So we want our fullbacks to be attacking and being ready to receive a switch to attack. And we want our midfielders to stay compact and close so we can bounce and combine with each other. But if the ball does start to go to one side, can my closest midfielder really start opening up wide, stretching the pitch, and trying to receive passes as such? It may also be the case that sometimes the striker makes that run to receive. But anyways, let's get back to it. So it won't be so much in terms of talking about tactics for this analysis. It'll be more about individual mistakes and abilities and things to fix on for your individual game, just because this formation is no longer relevant. And we're going to put the camera much higher, I reckon, for the 14s and 16s, just because the pitch is bigger. It just seems to be getting blurry. a great ball. So that just can't happen. So firstly, sleeper. We gotta see this quicker and get there quicker. Secondly, we have to be with our man closest, because if these guys get to the ball first, it's game over. So Christian get goal side and in front. So you can, if the ball does come across, you can meet it first, but also if it goes over your head, you can track back a little bit. Rather than being behind the player, I need you here, so you're in front and can beat the player to the ball. Otherwise, it's just game over. So here we got the player by himself. We've got two people by themselves. You lost your man as well. So at some point, you got to stay with your player. You got to be touching them at all times. So at least if they get to it first, you've got them off balance somewhat. It's a must. When we have four at the backs, for example, these will be our centre backs. Then we'll have our fullbacks out here already placed. At the moment, these wingers should be acting as the fullbacks. So Yanni should be getting way wider. When we say black line, it means literally the black line. But in this case now, we'll be able to play to feet. And then we'll be able to have fullbacks to play to. And we can just keep the ball back and forth. And we should have three midfielders in the middle. So it should be really, really easy to keep possession now. We should be able to one touch, two touch, bounce to each other, and etc. We never want to get caught like this when we're behind a defender. You're literally at this point in time, you may as well not be on the pitch because no one can pass you. So first, as mentioned, you should have started wider already, Yanni, so you can receive to your feet. But if not, run there and call for the ball. Once this happens, Christian, I want you to be proactive. Can you make the forward run? Can you receive a bounce? Rather than watching, I love the way you lead and demand, but can you get involved and actually help as well? So it goes through. As soon as we can see the ball traveling to our striker, we need forward runs so he can bounce out. Rather than getting caught watching. Could you demand it, Yanni? And Max, you got to do better here. Either call, maybe you try to bounce that. Hopefully you're trying to bounce that. Because that's the right choice. Bounce out. Come receive, bounce out. So all of that is way too easy. So a lot of too easy not to get to him. Max, too easy. Cool. Walks by Christian. Walks by Alex. And then here we'd need to tuck over. Get goal side, Liam. Yanni, you're watching. We got Alex watching. Two people here. Disastrous. Walking. It's not great. Honestly, it's just work rate off the ball. It's work rate, but also mentally working, thinking, where should I be? Am I in a good position right now? Am I being valuable? Am I being helpful? Once again, too easy, Yanni. Got beat way too easy. It's that 50% sprint energy. We're just like, we're jogging around. We're jogging. So we've done well, Max to press the ball. But we just have to be careful about just being in no man's land. Because easily they could have either play to this guy's feet or play to this guy's feet. We just got to make sure that we're not in no man's land and we actually know who the player we're marking is. Just something to be aware of. We need to be scanning, we need to be using our brain at all times, and then using our body to actually work hard. So cool. This will generally happen on game day because it's the left centre back playing the left full back. But then what we need is the closest midfielder making this run down here to receive this pass. The other midfielders coming in supporting here. The centre back still staying deep to provide this option. So then centre back can get this. Closest midfielder is making their run down the line to receive this pass. And the other midfielders are coming here to receive this pass. We always want at least 3 options. So that's what will happen on game day. But here, Liam, now you've blocked the midfielders from getting it, and you're drawing the defender to the person with the ball. So stay deep for me, centre back, so you can receive this pass. And then Alex would be making this run, and then the other midfielder would be making this run, if that makes sense. Because now if we lose the ball, our defender has gone... Actually, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I believe you're the left back. So our defender's gone AWOL. So if we lose the ball, it's now going to be a transition. 3v2, it's bad for us. Always best, we want to play the feet. So can we try, if possible, play that on the ground to Max's feet where he wants it. So instead of bonking it over, play the feet, because then we can bounce out, drive, switch out the ladder, and etc. So on the ground, let's play the feet. In the air, it can go anywhere. It looks crappy. It's bad. It's no good. Control, play the feet. Control, play the feet. Control, play the feet. Alright, so here we have an issue as well. We have to communicate each other and push players on, meaning if there's too many people marking the same person, there's probably someone who's not marked. So one of us has to have leadership, probably the defender pushes on the other player to go mark the player higher up. So here we have 2 players marking this player essentially, when Lotta should be told to push on, so then my man here can mark up. Does that make sense? But here, there's just someone in front of goal who can shoot. Now, Christian's trying to mark 2 people. It's not his job. Although he's done a great work rate. Lotta push on. Ashwin push on. Or, like I said, it's hard to see. And it's a shot on goal. Danger. Has to be better. The 14s, I'm seeing our brains not working. We're kind of just standing lost. Have to start learning about football and understanding football. And we keep it. I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see it. It's just like, even if it goes directly to Lotta. Lotta's going to take a touch. He's going to spill somewhere. Nothing's going to happen because of it. Can we play the feet? Can we play the feet? Well, Lotta's not there. Liam's probably the best option. It looks like most of the players are on the wrong side of the pitch. So if we can roll out to Liam, Liam can drive and play Yanni. Yanni once again wide before my brain explodes. Don't just run high essentially to nowhere. We're either making the pitch wide or high. Because we're trying to stretch the pitch. We're trying to stretch the defenders. So make sure you're thinking, what am I doing? Am I making it wide? Am I making it high? Am I a midfielder supporting? What am I being valuable to the team? Or am I just plodding along and not really knowing why I'm standing in the position that I am? If you don't know why you're standing in the position that you're in, you're probably doing something wrong. So think, okay, maybe I can get really wide and stretch the pitch. Maybe I can get high and pull the defenders backwards. It's this that's football. It's expected that everyone can control and pass the ball. That's level 1. That's like under 8s. Can you control and pass the ball? Honestly, younger than under 8s. So once again, Yanni, you're just getting drawn over for no reason. It's not your job. Max is going here. Yanni, you're here. We're just plodding along randomly, and now we're flat-footed, and we're just plodding along. This goes for a lot of players. And now Liam's on a 2v1. And it's pretty much a goal. Little decisions about your positioning is whether you're a good footballer or not. Well done being physical. My man Harry, very good improvement. Well done, Liam. Brilliant, Harry. You've done very well there, dude. Very good. Control. What do you see? So either we have to the ball has to travel at speed, whether you're dribbling and traveling at speed or you pass and travel at speed. As soon as the ball stops still, you're gonna get tackled. You're gonna get beat. You slow the game down. I either travel at speed with the ball or I'm passing the ball so the ball travels at speed. Have to move the ball. And now here, I'm certain you're our left winger, Yanni. And so now we have 0 width, but we've condensed the pitch to 1/2. Yanni get out here, so then one of these players can then switch out. Otherwise, it gets to you, Yanni, or it gets to one of us, and then we look at each other like, okay, well now what? There's 3,000 defenders on this side of the pitch, and we now have no one to pass to on the other side of the pitch. Wingers stay wide. We are changing formation because we all like to go into... I can't change you guys instantly. All of you want to be in the middle? Okay, we'll put you all as midfielders. We'll let the fullbacks get wide. Because otherwise, if we have 2 wingers that are meant to be wide and they're not being wide, well then everything falls apart. So once again, Yanni, your play's out here, my man. You're not marking anyone. You're not doing anything. And I'm only picking on you because you're close to the camera. I'm sure Lotta's doing the same thing. This is why I say get short and deep. That 6-yard line to receive here, because if this pass is done slowly before you even get the ball, you're in trouble. So get short and deep, so then you can receive the ball quickly. Doesn't matter how fast this guy presses you, just play around him. But now, Culp, you haven't even got the ball. So firstly, keeper smack the pass. Before you've even got the ball, you're in danger. And secondly, I'm not sure where the line is, but preferably, Harry, 1,000% of the time, can you take your first touch past this defender, so you eliminate him, and then play forward. We have to have the ability to take our first touch forward into space, but with our body. So, although I'm saying take the touch into space, the ball doesn't go far away from your body. I'm keeping the ball close to me. I take my first touch forward, and so I take my first touch past the defender. So this is the line of the defender. I take my first touch forward, past his defender. I can drive, I can dribble, then pass and move. It's that's the difference between like a basic player and being a strong footballer. And there you go, it's a goal. So that is just silly, silly, silly. 1, positioning. 2, decision making. Harry should be able to see danger, danger. Take your first touch forward and play. Also, you're not in a passing line. Could you provide this passing option for a bounce? So it's all kinds of wrong. And as mentioned, you were meant to be here. So then Culp, as that ball is travelled, you're here to provide this passing option. Keeper has this passing option, and so we have 1, 2, 3. But at the moment, he's got 0. So here we need that individual ability to maybe fake the pass and let it run past us so we can dribble on, or just take your first touch forward. So Culp, scan, 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 scan. Got to be able to see these types of things, and a goal happens from a silly mistake. Just silly stuff, man. Ma che cazzo sta fa? So 2 things. First, Trey, lighten your feet, get wide, so you get away from these 2 guys. Secondly, attack the ball, bounce out. If we wait for it, too slow. Has to be better. And then, Trey, there's no reaction. Go win it back, you just lost it. It's your fault. You've got to win it. Have to be sprinting, sweating, working. Can't be... There's only 6 minutes, 7 minutes. You have to be sprinting the whole time. There's only 6 or 7 minutes. You should be dead after the 7 minutes. Not thinking I can play another 80. Get wide, Trey, if you're the winger. If you want to play wing, you got to get wide, dude. That is not the pass. So we have to see this. They do it every time. Do we need both players here? Probably not. I think Yanni, your left wing. So go towards the player. The striker can stay here, or the attacking mid. Just watch yourselves on camera. See how little action there is. Just plodding along. As if like we're not playing a game. Especially in the new formation. So, for example, fullback gets the ball. The closest midfielder must make this run to receive this pass. The other midfielders come across to receive these types of passes. Well done for travelling with the ball. Maybe a bit too much though. So travel, travel, travel. You've now engaged the defender. Then we have to find a pass. But, my dudes, you got to at least be facing the ball. Alex, you're behind 2 people. Is there any striker making a run down the line here? Hopefully. Otherwise, cool. What we can do here, we've drawn all these defenders this side. Maybe we can switch back out. And now that we will have 4 at the back, that is what we should be doing. Because we've got right back, centre back, and over here we'll have a left back. So cool, can we keep possession, go the other side? That's the task for this weekend. Keep possession. Keeper's doing well, bro. Keep it up. Play the way you face, Sarah. But also, what are we doing, Trey and Alex? You're both doing the same thing. Where's our width? Who's our winger? I'm gonna go crazy. We're all a meter apart from each other. Width, Trey. If you want to be a winger, you got to get wide. Otherwise, you can't play as a winger. Which is why this formation, we're not going to have wingers. We're just going to have 3 midfielders because there's no point in trying to play as wingers if none of you actually be a winger. So do you see why you're not meant to press that person, Trey? Because look what happens. It's not your job to press them. Congrats. They play around you. At least now Jake's covering your job. To be fair, striker should be higher and then ready to press whoever gets the ball. And then Trey, you can be ready to mark these guys. Lord Almighty. Alex. Here. Get your arm across his body. Use your close foot, close arm to tackle. And then even if he somehow dribbles past you, you're then running onto it because you're facing the right way. See how you've tackled with the back foot? Let's go through this later because it's quite important in terms of defending. So your side on. Your left foot is actually the closer foot. Because you're side on, you're forcing him off the pitch. Great positioning, totally fine. But then we swing with our wrong foot. If you miss it, you're eliminated. You're game over. So you're facing the wrong way. But if you tackle with that left... why does it do that? If you tackle with your front foot and your front arm, so if you get your left arm and left foot across his body when you tackle, then you're going to be facing the way he's going. So even if he nutmegs you, even if he taps the ball forward, you can then run onto it and then continue to defend. But this, when you tackle with your back foot, it's a gamble. You either win it or you don't. Here, you don't, you're facing the wrong way because you used your right foot and no arm. So you haven't put any pressure on his body and you get beaten too easy. So it's something to learn. Get your body across and your arm across their body and then you can run onto the ball. And then they're behind you so they can't actually get to the ball without tripping you over and probably fouling you. So here, when we have four at the back, we'd like to just keep it, bang, straight to the fullback, or you can go straight to the fullback too. But can we go wide and keep possession? Four at the back. Because here, that's to a midfielder, not actually the winger. I think I forgot to mention also, because I had to redo this one. But we are trying to, what we have organised and is going to happen. It just depends on interest of people. Where we've organised to go to Valencia Football Club, and so we've organised this with a person called John Garside. He's a friend of ours. He's from Queensland. He takes goalkeepers over. He has a really, really strong academy, a goalkeeping academy called Pro Goalkeeping Tuition. And he goes over for the past 5 years. He's been going since 2017. He's really established some really good relationships. And so we were just chatting. He said, "Hey, look, Valencia wants to see some outfield players too. You should bring some teams over." And so we're looking to bring a team over. I'm not sure what age. It kind of depends on interest, whether we bring one or two or whatever. But we are going to have a little meeting on Saturday, January 28th. John is going to actually come down from Queensland to Adelaide. He has a daughter here, so it's just convenient for him to come see the daughter and then host a presentation or information meeting. So definitely recommend coming out and kind of inquiring about this sort of stuff. It'll be an incredible opportunity because we're invited to Valencia. It's not just a commercial business saying, okay, you're going to be there for one day, here for one day, or there for a day, and you just run around. There's no real personal connection. There is a personal relationship there through John. So I think it's going to be incredible. We get to play a few games, 3 to 4 games, 10 training sessions with their academy coaches. And we're going to send out an email and kind of say who the coaches will be and this and that. So it'll be a really, really incredible experience to be, we'll be treated as guests, so to speak, not just, a dollar sign, so to speak. So definitely feel free to check that out. It's on the website, the La Liga International Spanish Soccer Tour. It's just at Valencia, and you can see a little video about it, see the facilities, and etc. So really, really good to jump on board and see what that's all about. So it's just, first of all, get your position right. So Harry, drop off deep. Liam, drop off deep. Lottie, get wide. Then you get wide. Sarah, stay central. Get your positioning right first. Rather than walking your position, get to your position straight away. This ain't working clearly. Also, after you kick, my man, don't turn your back to the goal. If you turn your back, he could have cracked his shot straight away. You're doing great, though, obviously, Keith. You're doing really, really well. That's the match. Alright, so we're going to get to the under 16s, but I first want to quickly browse over this. I did with the, with each age group about this that we're trying to plan. We're going to have like a little meeting. January 28th, hopefully, is the date. We'll confirm very shortly with emails and stuff. But we're going to go over to Valencia with a friend of mine who has a very good relationship with the club. He gets treated very, very well. He's been over every year for the past 5 years. So we're looking to jump on board his trip and start creating our own relationships with Valencia, with Futsal Academy, and etc. So he'll be able to fly over, get coached by all their coaches, be able to play against academies and their local soccer clubs, and etc. So it'll be a really, really good experience. About 2 weeks. So be on the lookout for the email, or just be ready for January 28th. We'll be looking at having a meeting. The person who has been going over the last 5 years, he's going to be coming to Adelaide to come host a little presentation for our academy players and anyone else who's looking to get on board with it. He'll be there to answer all your questions and really get to tell you what it's all about. But moving on to the under 16s match. So for the players that have been at training, you notice that we have changed formation to be a 4-3-1, with the fullbacks being quite attacking, and with the ball going to one side, can that midfielder get really, really wide? You may have seen it really worked on Tuesdays, and hopefully tonight on Thursday we'll have some success doing as well. Because from what we noticed, we really just got, we just got beat down the flanks, 1v1s. Down the line, just got beat too easily, and then also through the midfield we felt a bit out of our depth. So we're going to be a bit more defensive with our shape, give us a bit of breathing room to play out from the back, keep possession rather than rushing and making these mistakes and then getting beat on the counter attack all the time. So that's the idea. We're looking to start being able to have more players in the midfield, having players where the fullback, if we need, we can quickly switch. And I think it'll be best on this bigger size pitch. We're going to make the video camera much, much higher. I think it'll be better to see kind of a better view of the pitch. As the 9-a-side pitch is a little bit bigger than the 7-a-side, I can see already it would be better if it was higher, the video camera. I won't speak too much on the tactics, but rather just let you watch your own game, just because we have changed formation. So anything I say will be pretty much irrelevant because we've changed formation and changed the way we play. But I might be able to pick up on some individual things that we can start doing better. But it'll be more for you just to be able to see your own game, see how we played. You might see your own individual errors. See if we just fell asleep at times, see where, what did go wrong. But yeah, definitely having 4 at the back with 3 midfielders will just give us so much more comfort at the back in regards to keeping possession against, strong teams like this. And I think we'll find we'll get lots more success. So even here, for example, is just we'll be more comfortable not being 1v1 at the back, having that extra player plus the midfielders. But here, for example, in regard to what our strategy was our striker was the high one, but then midfielders the wing is then tucked into midfield when we no longer had possession. So make sure when we don't have it, we're tucking in, unless Paul changed it straight away. And we did have if we had 2 attackers, Paul may have changed it. But the idea was when we don't have possession, all the wingers tuck right into the midfield and really overload that midfield, rather than leaving 2 guys up top. That was never the game plan, was not what we wanted to do. what I would like to have seen, Colt, it's either we make that run in behind Tom, or if we don't get that, then we open up really wide. Because either you'll be able to receive the pass out so you can cross that back in for Ricardo's 1-2, or you may just drag away opponents from Ricardo. But at this point in time, cool. So it's either, Tom, can we make that direct run in behind and ask for that pass straight through? We've got to make the runs early, otherwise everything gets compact. So cool, you could have made that run. Cool. Now if it's no longer on, can we make this pass as easy as possible and open up the pitch so you can get it to your feet, then put a cross in? So we have to be really dynamic as a striker or as an attacking player. If we just jot along, nothing will ever happen. I need to make the run in behind. I need to commit. If I don't get it, well, then I have to commit somewhere else. Just jotting along in no man's land at very slow pace will achieve nothing. It's direct sprint in behind, and I'm trusting Ricardo's going to give me the ball. If he doesn't, direct line out wide. Can I spread the pitch, make it big? Trust that the ball's going to come to you. So I'm going to try to pick up more on these things rather than tactical things, just so we can help each other as players. Once again here, I don't want to touch on tactics, but as a core rule, I believe we've got Tom here, and we probably have another striker, another winger, all sitting back when we no longer possession the ball. 9 aside, it means we're all getting back, we're all picking up, besides the striker. And then if we do win the ball, we can play the striker's feet, and the striker holds it up for attacking runs. They can lay it off either side. Good strength center. Good ball. Class work center. Great ball. Really good. He gas center. Totally fine with that. There you go. So we went 1-0 up, or maybe we missed the first couple of minutes of the game, maybe. There you go. So now let's see where things started to go wrong, so we can fix it for the future. So either 1-0 up, or it might be 1-1, depending if we miss the first couple of minutes of the game. So far, it's just, this wasn't the thing. So see how Ricardo's our left winger, and he came and tucked in. The same happens with the right winger. So this is probably where we got overloaded, is because we're leaving 2 guys up, not really doing much. So we wanted to tuck in and overload the midfield. So maybe that's why we felt a bit overrun. And so this is another example of why I want to do 4 at the back, just to give us some more comfort. So, for example, right back has to commit, but then we have a second centre back here, and then 3rd and 4th. So it gives us, see how there's a big hole here, which is fine, because we trusted you guys to be able to handle it. But obviously having that 4th player would make life easier for us. So that's why we're opting to have 4 at the back for the moment, but then allows it, if we do win the ball or have possession, there may be chances for our furthest fullback to receive a switch when necessary. So we want our fullbacks to be attacking when we have 4 at the back at the right times. So there we say, Paul says 1 stay up. That's what we say, our strike. Cool, stay up. We need someone to play out to. But then the rest, hey, look, we don't want to concede, so we've got to get back. As a general idea, I think we're probably looking at Ashwin and Luca being centre backs, both together, or Ashwin and Tim maybe, and then left back probably Sock, right back either Cohen or Daniel. He plays futsal with us. Daniel might be joining us, and so that will be back at the back, and then we'll have centre as centre mid. And then right and left mid may potentially be Ricardo and Liam. Who else do we have? And strike will be probably Chris or Tom. Tom may even try to be left or right midfield as well, but probably Chris and Tom as either one of those guys will be the striker. Arthur, he won't be playing this week, but if he does, he'll be left or right mid probably. Good, Chris. Totally fine, Chris. Really good option. So once again, that's fun. Like I say, we try to stay away from the person dribbling just because it is harder, because as soon as you take your touch, you're already next to the person pressing you. So if we do try to arc our run a bit more, potentially, and just try to get away from these guys, getting a little bit extra space to receive the ball may give you that extra time to take your touch forward, driving into that space for a second touch finish. So just be careful. You don't want to close down the person with the ball, because as soon as you take your touch, you're already in danger. But even still there, Tom, can you take your touch away from the defender on your right side, because you know you want to finish on your right foot anyway. So take your touch forward, using your left arm to shield yourself and giving you that enough time to take that second touch for a shot. So first touch out your feet, second touch finish. We really have to be clinical at these areas. Rather than touch, you're going to get cleaned up straight away. First touch, second touch, bang. All you need is a split second and get that shot off. Whatever you need to do it. Whether getting wider away from the defender, whether it's making sure I'm taking my first touch forward by having my arm up ready to hold that guy off, so I've still got that space to take it with my right foot. Well in sock. Good choice. That's fine. Bad touch for your left foot. It happens. If you watch yourself, Ricardo, though, let's see. Let's see if we get caught a little bit flat-footed. Yeah, that's alright. It happens. As again, like I mentioned, so that's just all kinds of bad. We don't want two people pressing the goalkeeper, mate. This guy ain't scoring them. So unless you think someone's giving him a hospital ball, and you can try to get it on his first touch and make him really do something bad, but he's got all the time in the world. There's no point pressing it. He's going to play around you every day. But once again here, the idea was, as mentioned, is midfielders tuck in when we don't have, wingers tuck in when we don't have the ball, which will be similar to what we're going to be doing anyway. And the formation that we're going to be trying to play is, cool, we want our midfielders / wingers central when we have the ball, and when we don't have the ball. Okay, when we have the ball, depending on what side, we may break out wide. But defensively, Tom, if you do play wing, or in this situation, 9-a-side, if you do play the midfielder, the wide player, come inside when we don't have it. Only when we do have it, we break wide. Because otherwise, we're just getting overrun through the midfield. So, for example, here, cool. Centre comes over, Cohen comes over. This one. But yeah, once again, just defensively, not being lazy, working. We got subs for days. Because this was kind of a moment where we could have really got done for. Luca did really well to cover. But cool. Midfielder got dragged out. Ricardo didn't come central to pick up a man. Tom didn't come over to overload the midfield. As mentioned, we were meant to have an overload with the two wingers coming in to really secure the midfield. But at the moment, obviously, it's hard work. But cool, we're just too free. And so with this formation that we're saying is it'll be easier to defend properly because the wingers won't be out wide and having their chase back so much. We're going to be starting more compact, and only when necessary we then break wide. So our starting position is a bit more central. Plus we got 4 at the back, so our fullbacks are defensive. We got our defensive shape, but when needed and when possible, we then break out with our fullbacks and create that overload to the wide areas. So it is more defensive, but in 9-a-side, most of this is transitional based. Not many teams are keeping possession anyway, so having more strength defensively is probably better than having those attacking wingers. So here, for example, Tom should be more in here, picking up this player, this guy. Should recognise not a threat anymore. This guy's closer to the goal. Can we pick up this player? Because I'm quite certain we have a striker and 2 wingers, but it looks like Chris and Tom, you're both trying to be doing the same position. I know, Tom, you've only played striker forever. I know Chris has only played striker forever. So I think it's in your DNA and your blood to not know how to do anything else. So it's fair enough. Which is why we're probably going to have just you and you rotating as a striker, just because I feel like it's the only position you guys feel comfortable with. Well done, Sark. Good choice. Go. Cool. So obviously that player shouldn't have had all that time and space, and so with the new formation, or what even this should have been in the first place, is cool. Now that we'll have kind of three midfielders, the other midfielder would have tucked over here. So we got left midfield, centre mid, right mid. But regardless, we were meant to be doing that anyway this game, where when we don't have possession of the ball, we all tuck in and mark a player. So the furthest winger is tucking into the midfield, the closest midfielder tuck in, the centre mid is already there. So this was another error, and so once again it's more of an issue in terms of our defensive ability with our strikers. So this player should never have had the time and space. He should have been picked up. We don't have possession of the ball, wingers we tuck in, and so the formation change won't actually be much of a formation change, because it is what we wanted to do anyway, is when we should have tucked over. So once again, that shouldn't even been a goal. They didn't play better than us. We just didn't do our job. Wingers had to tuck into the midfield. We left a man by himself. For what reason? Absolutely no idea. The sole high striker really has the only freedom to not be so defensive and not have a defensive job. And that's disappointing. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Technical error, bit silly at the back. Same goes for when wingers try to turn back into a player. It doesn't work. Take them on the outside rather than turning back into the player. It rarely works, and when it does, you know you haven't really achieved anything anyway. So that's a technical error, bad choice. Really at the moment should still be 1-0, because the first goal Tom didn't pick up. He has played striker for his whole life. He only knows how to do striker. That's fair enough. So that'll be fixed. Should be 1-0. That people often turn into players. Never know why. But once again, wasn't a goal because they were a better team. One silly mistake at the back. So far, if you re-watch this game, the scoreline doesn't do it justice so far. Should actually be 1-0 our way. So I'm not trying to repeat it to make you feel bad, whether it's Sock or Luke, I forget. It's hard to see. But, okay, think of yourself, okay, what could I have done better? Should I have been light on my feet? Should Cohen present it for me better? Because I look up and I think that's a bad pass. Maybe this player could have presented better, whoever it is. It's not just the player on the ball's fault. Centre, are you really an option, or could you have provided a first time bounce somewhere? Could you have used your voice and demanded the ball somewhere? So it's not just the players on the ball. He felt like he had to take a second, third touch because he didn't see an option forward. So it's all of our part in terms of, can we present better? Can we give him an option better? And I wouldn't mind to see whether it's here centre or here, Liam here, Cohen there. It's really hard to see your faces, but you get the idea. Once again, was not 2 goals because they were a better team than us. 2 goals from 2 mistakes. And the formation change will just give us a little bit of a security measure in terms of these mistakes. So 1 mistake doesn't mean it's a goal. That's unfortunate. Great ball. Or great idea, rather. So far, we actually shouldn't be upset with this scoreline. The next 2 goals, we'll see what happens. To be fair, that should have been a goal. Great movement by this player here. Pushes sock off and gets the space. Checks off his run. So that we have to really be careful of. And even here, centre. Got caught off guard. You left your man. He got in front of you. So all these little things we've got to pick up on is these little moments that we lose our man or lose focus or get ball watching. It's a goal. And so that's also what we have to do in terms of our attacking movement is so far the attacking movement has been very stagnant, very just plodding along. Not that what we see here, so I'm pointing, you can't even see. Here, he pushes off these second movements, these creatings of space and getting away from that defender. Because all it takes is 1 second for him to lose track and it's a shot. Honestly, that should have been a goal. So that needs to be fixed. That is them being a better team than us. Okay, so I was about to pick on Cohen, but was not his man. That's fine, totally fine. Jacob was there. No issues. And even think about, as you're watching, watch where you are and go, okay, what was I doing there? Even if it's not related to the play, just look at your own positioning and go, okay, was I doing the right thing? Yeah, that was a really bad tackle. So you have to really be fixing that up. Really late, really slow challenge. Really be careful with those. Oh, that wasn't even the penalty. So that's something you got to fix in your game. Because I believe this same thing happens, and it's a penalty, and they score because of it. So that is clearly a consistent issue. You've got to fix that in your game. Can't just stick a leg out for no reason. Just make sure we're aware of this player. Are we aware? Ricardo's goes on him, that's fine. But now do you know where? Oof. Yeah, so can't be giving away those silly fouls. Run with the player, get your body on him with your tackle, don't just be flat-footed, stick a toe out. Not going to work. That's a great ball. That's a really good ball. Once again, can't do much about it. But in saying that, Once again, 4 at the back will help that. So why we say 4 at the back, because then at least we would probably have an extra player here. And so Sock doesn't have so much to worry about. We'd have, it'd be a tighter angle for these guys to get that pass through. But in saying that, once again, even this Jacob, like, he's meant to be your man or one or the other. These guys had so many options to play through, which is why we may opt for off 4 at the back. Well, we are. So cool, formation change fixes that goal. Once again, no dramas next time we play them. So it shows that the scoreline is no issue at all. First 2 goals, one was just us asleep. Fair enough, wasn't a better team than us. That one there, formation change will fix it. And the other one was Luca's silly technical mistake. Got to be better there, Arthur. Has to be better, has to be better. Fix it, Arthur, fix your mistake. Work hard. Well done, Liam. Ground is horrible there. Make sure as you're dribbling, Liam, you're checking your shoulder. Is this guy catching up to me? Am I about to lose the ball? Have I got any more time to shoot? Or do I have to get rid of it? Can I continue to dribble? As you dribble, little scan, little teeny one, just so you have a general idea. And here, once again, I know Ricardo's knackered. We should have subbed him by now. It's just slowly start picking up. Wingers slowly start coming in. Where the new formation change, instead of us starting here and having to run back, this will be our starting position here. And then when the time's right, we open up. So it'll be easier in terms of fitness levels, where we only break out when we have to, rather than having to constantly track back. We're just in the right position and then break out when we have to. Because here now, Ricardo has to run back, Liam has to run back. And I understand that is hard work and maybe unreasonable. Alright, I'm replaying this, watch yourselves. What could we do better here? So firstly, it's cool. Cool. So just rewinding, because I'm going to imagine that was a goal, because it should have been a goal, 100%. So in terms of why that won't happen again, or how we fix that, is first and foremost, it won't be Liam and Arthur here. It'll be Colt, Colin's tucked in, Ricardo's tucked in, even Liam will be tucked in somewhere, and it's just Arthur, the striker, pressing the back line, or even inside, forcing them off the pitch. And we're trying to force them, as you saw, we had a diamond. I should have actually showed a tactics board. Let me see if I can. Just because not everyone was there on Tuesday and Thursday, so we'll quickly try to get this up. And so we're pretty much a diamond. A pyramid, where it's really defensively strong. 9 aside. Give us a moment. Create collection. just because this is just important, because if everyone's not training, how are we actually gonna learn this? So we've got two at the back, probably Luca and Ashwin, maybe Tim, maybe. I think I prefer Tim in the midfield, but people did say he's very strong back there. Then we got Cohen and Sox on the wings. Then we have centre in the mid, probably Ricardo on the right, Liam on the left, and then we have Tom up striker. And then Chris probably will swap for Tom. And then we have Arthur as one of these guys, if he's playing, but he's not playing this week. And I'm probably forgetting someone, and I apologise for that. But anyway, so you'll see we're more like this, or even defensively cope as such. So if they have possession of the ball, it's not like this, how we were, leaving massive holes everywhere. We're much more defensively tight. And so if the ball goes to one side, cool, a player might be able to press and force them down this line. And here we're really, really, we're going to have an overload. We'll be able to force them off this pitch, having more players in the midfield than them, hopefully. And so here we'll have much more success, rather than at the moment we've had players here, we've had players here, then we've only had one guy here. Was it 3-2-3? Yeah, we've been all over the shop. So this will be a much better formation. So we'll get much more success, and I will not be surprised if we get consecutive wins because of it. Where are we? Video. Sorry, going back to the tactics with the 16s. If you're not training, how else are you going to learn? Tactics board. Cool. In terms of possession, we should be able to easily keep it out. We should easily be able to keep possession because we've got 4. We can play across. And then we got our 3 midfielders. Cool. If it does start going to one side, the closest midfielder can open up really, really wide and receive. The other ones can then come over and support. So we're very strong in the midfield. And then when we need, or when it's possible, we are always going to be able to have a fullback that can receive the switch. Because this player will be really, really marked because he's just one of the defenders, and only when it's on, he'll then be able to provide that switching option to drive. So we don't want, once the ball's central, we don't want to all just straight away spread really, really wide and spread ourselves thin. Only once it goes to one side, that closest midfielder can spread to the wing and the other 2 midfielders shuffle over. So if it is a turnover, rather than having both midfielders out wide, and once again we're now stuffed on the transition, we'll have always those 2 midfielders here to provide that coverage. Does it kind of make sense? And of course, regardless of formation, strike, you're always trying to move and trying to provide options. If you do receive the ball, there's always going to be people on you. Probably refrain from trying to turn and beat 10,000 people. Can we look for those bounces, wherever they may be? General idea. So, midfielders stay tight. Once the ball goes to your side of the pitch, then you can open up really, really wide. The other midfielders slide across, provide those short bouncing options. Cool. So just defensively, Jacob, you can't run full blast at someone. Also, you have to check your shoulder. We're really out of structure here. So if you run guns blazing, you're just going to get 1-2 all day, or even so you could have just 1v1'd you because you're running so fast at him. And now you're left in the dust over here. We should really be back here. Jesus. Once again, should have been a goal. So that instance, yes, they outplayed us. We did bad things then. But of course, our formation will fix that up, because we'd have a fourth defender here rather than him being by himself, and etc. So be assured we're going to get much more success moving forward. And even still, we did quite well. See, I watched the game for about 30 seconds live, and that's all I saw from Ricardo. Cracked me up. Cool. So another issue. So centre mid had to come over and cover. Once again, in our new formation, my man will be here. And then we'll probably have a fourth defender here. And so we'll be much more tighter here, but we'll also be much more tight in the midfield. So it'll be much more successful. So that's just the other tackle that I was referring to when you had the free kick. Sticking a random foot in is just not going to work, especially in the box. So that was just, really silly. And that shouldn't even count as a goal in terms of thinking about how we played. So the scoreline doesn't represent, you know, our ability to play against this team. They weren't sensational. All it is, quick formation change and a couple silly mistakes that we'll fix. We'll be back to ahead. The only thing that we do need to do is be a bit more clinical up front. But even so, at training on Tuesday, having that overlap, not the overlap, but the attacking fullback really helped create those options, and having the three midfielders be able to bounce and combine really helped as well, create some attacking opportunities. So I think we'll have a lot more success this Sunday. Once again here, we've got a strike and attacking midfielder. It's one or the other that's got to go. Preferably don't even press the goalkeeper. But if you do, definitely this is more of a threat. So, can we drop in? Because this is not any of these guys' job. It's you two. One of you two are dropping in to pick up the attacking midfielder. Obviously marks the defensive midfielder. You know. Great movement, Tim. Really, really good. Yeah. Tim will definitely be playing centre mid, not centre back. Be Luca and Ashton at the back. Tim will either be one of the midfielders, for sure. So sorry I wasn't watching there, but obviously yourselves can look through and see, okay, what are we doing right, what are we doing wrong. Had to quickly shoot off a text about an absent coach for tonight. And it's important for you to be able to watch your own games and analyse yourself and go, okay, what could I have been doing better? What was I doing wrong? What could the team do better? What went wrong? Half time. We've got to be really aggressive with these tackles. Like, this is why we do like the senior Futsal League when you play against 20, 30-year-olds. You get to see, okay, that's how aggressive you need to be. That's how mean you got to be. That's how you got to really steal the ball back. Got to be physical. It's a massive part of the game. Can't let people just walk past you. Santa really showed some great physicality then. We all have to be. It's not a sometimes thing. It's always. Otherwise, you're missing out. See, after you throw that Luca, can you then get in a passing line and help Chris for a bounce? Either caught running behind or unsure. Because you're not assisting here. So really, throw, support again. Ricardo, can you demand and use the voice? This is why we try to get you using your voice every day at training and really overemphasize it. Because all it needs to be is screaming at Chris to get the ball, Luca, or scream at Chris to give it to you, Ricardo, and etc. Or even Tom, how can you make a run and try to get it? We have to be much more proactive when our teammates got the ball. Obviously, he's taking a bad touch and not much we can do about it. But we should have made these runs anyway, regardless of what this player's done. Because just static, pretty static. Well, you're in a good position, but you're not using your voice. At least not loud enough. So that is the difference. Off the ball movement. How can you assist your teammate? Can you use your voice and demand the ball? Because at the moment, this guy's only caring about, holy crap, I've got two people sandwiching me. That's all he knows. But if we use our voice, he's going to go, okay, I'm going to kick in that general direction. Have to be using our voice, and we have to be having off the ball movement all the time. Every second, how can I get in a passing line? How can I be an option? It's basics. Football is basic. Got to be better there. His center's physicality is become very, very good. Something about rotation. If center's committed because he's in the moment, he's working hard, then someone's got to cover for him. Someone's got to cover. And we've all committed to the same person. Center's been the one actively engaged in the thing, so okay, that's fair enough. He's the one pressing. Great shot, centre. So centre's sparking intensity. He's yelling, he's screaming. It's good. It gets people involved. It gets people wakey. So there, Ricardo, that's a decision-making ability. You get it from this side. Cool, where should we go? Right foot out here. But Cohen, are you demanding it? Are you using your voice? Because as soon as we play that ball, the pitch opens up. Cohen's on the ball, on the run. Now it's a scoring opportunity. But here, we're trying to get through 1, 2, 3 players on this side. And 2 people are next to you. So you see the issue with this pass. It's just too risky. Even if Tom gets it, he's probably going to get pressed by this guy. It's too much. That pass out. We get it from one side, we go to the other side. We tell the under-8s this. We get the ball from one side, can we go to the other? Generally, that doesn't mean it's always... But definitely in this situation, there's a clear option to go other side. But Cohen, you didn't want it enough. You didn't demand it enough. So that's again one decision to not talk, one decision to not switch or make the good pass. Now we're working, now we're defending it, now we're running our asses off. And now it's a goal. So if we attack poorly, then we're going to concede goals. It's not just when you defend poorly. Great. Keep it up, Senna. Doing really, really well. Let's go back to this just for Tom. So this type of aggression and speed with your tackle. Want more aggression, more like that, even more. That little quick sprint, that's how it should be always. Sprint to the play, work, force the mistake, force the error. So this is the turn that's going to make me crazy, Tom. That one. Because you're giving the defender the ball. Even though it megged him, you still didn't get it because you're showing him the ball. Can we turn? If you're going to turn, could we turn maybe the outside of your foot while keeping the ball in between, in front of you? So your body's in between both players. So here, if you get it, receive on the furthest foot away from the player. So probably, because we don't want to turn into another opposition, we want to turn down the line into the space. Can you use your left foot, maybe the outside of your left foot, hold up the player, outside of your left foot to turn with this outside left foot, so you're keeping the ball as far away as possible from this player. Does that kind of make sense? Let me redo it. So if you receive, God dear, if you receive on your left foot side on, you're keeping it far away from this player, and can you try to turn with your first touch away? It's kind of like an arced turn, and you're really trying to keep your body in between, so you can't get the ball. But as soon as you give and show him the ball, it's a really bad turn. Like, I get it can work for sure, but statistically, it's like we say, we get it from one side, we go to the other, because statistically, it's more likely going to be the best choice. But here, it's showing them the ball, and now you've actually beat him. In best case scenario, you've actually beat him. You've got the ball through his legs. But now you have to run through his body. That's the issue with this turn. And so it's a habit. It's your go-to turn, and so that's why we get onto you to try to fix it, because you've actually, best case scenario, you've actually megged him. It's as good as that turn gets, but still you have to get through the body, so it doesn't work. And maybe it's worked because you're normally a bigger person than the people you play against. But yeah, overall, keep the ball at your feet and keep that away from the player as much as you can. Rule number one. And that will change your game so much more, because you do have such a big, strong body. You have to use it. If you're a little mini Messi guy, yeah, sure, you can nutmeg him and sprint off and get around him, and you're too small to even know where you are. But you got that big body. Hold them up. Use your body. Turn with your body. That'll change your game for sure. Like, the reason we emphasize is because we've said this many times already at Futsal every time. It's something that we got to fix up. Sometimes, sure, but not your go-to move. Oh, she missed that. Well in. So there you go. Was it 4-2? One was a penalty. One was Luca, little mistake. One was Tom/Wingers not marking up the midfield. And the other one was that really, really nice through ball. That was just brilliant. But having 4 at the back will help prevent that going through us. So really no issues whatsoever. Not even teeny bit of an issue. We have the players that easily win this for sure. So just as like a no-brainer thing, there should be someone here receiving this pass. So once again, with 4 at the back, 4 back will be there, will be easier. But in this situation, the wing was then meant to make a run into space to receive. But yeah, once again, it shows cool having 4 at the back will allow us to then play to feet rather than just bomb it long. We can keep possession having 4 at the back going side to side. So should be really, really good. And it's for this instance, in situations like this is when we'll have our right fullback or our opposite fullback having that attacking option, allowing that switch. So in this the formation we're having 4 at the back, cool, this is a perfect situation. Cool, we've been stuck on this one side, and we'll be able to have that fullback push up for this switch to drive. So that will be one of our attacking outlets. Luca nearly did it then, and that's what will happen often and frequently, without leaving us exposed here, because we'll have still 2 centre backs here, and then the fullback doing what Luca did. But here we've now been exposed because we tried it. And that just should never have happened. The attacking midfielder was always meant to be picking up their defensive midfielder. So something went wrong with this three at the top. Oh, oh God, Jesus Christ, I swear. I thought this wasn't recording. Jesus Christ. I'd love to see more of a second effort there, Liam. So, cool, you missed it, and then we stop. And now, who are you defending? Who are you defending? Who are you defending? Who are you defending? So that should be better. And now, pay attention. Let the referee be the referee. Do your job and defend, of course. Once again, threat right here, Liam. So just be aware. Good transition there, Liam. Well done for transitioning to attacking. Good movement, Liam. Bounce and move. Good. And just be careful of these runs. So, Ricardo, just be careful of the run. Slock, be careful of the run. Luca, be careful of these runs because they're good at making these attacking runs. Takes a split second to lose track of them. It's a pass at the goal. So really just try your best to make sure you're tracking. Just being aware of where they're meant to be. Or where they are, sorry. Bit of soccer tennis. That too easy. So that's what I'm saying. Well, at least Arthur, you try to say it, but we have to be switched on defensive. That is just wild amount of space. Well done, Colin, for tracking in. Well done, Sock, for tracking back out. Well done. It's very important to be aware of the opposition and trying to adjust your positioning. What, boys? Once again, what are we doing here? Why are we just leaving players in space like this? Be aware. And even here, I get what you're trying to maybe do, but anyone's just going to throw over your head. So you're not really helping. Either you're trying to stand directly in front of this guy to prevent the pass to get to his feet, but this is not being effective and it's just not achieving anything. Great pass. He's a fast dude. Well done, Cohen. He's a good centre back. Once again, it's just these runs. Ricardo, just be aware of whoever's meant to be here. Probably Liam and then centre push over. Just be aware of these runs. Chat to each other. Say, if you're not marking or you feel useless, it means there's probably someone unmarked. So, hey, look, centre, you push on. I'll go mark him. Which is what Liam could say. So, what would have prevented all of this is either Sock or when we have 4 at the back, we'll be able to have this option. But even here, we could use our keeper here. We should be able to keep possession rather than trying to lose it. Because as soon as we lose possession, cool, now they have a chance to score. As we saw, they should have scored this one as well. So to be fair, the score was probably justified, but these changes that we're making, and then people watching yourselves and going, okay, fix those little mistakes that we're making amongst ourselves, it'll be a very, very even match next game. As they'll probably stay the level that they're at, and we should obviously elevate and fix our mistakes quite quickly. Because I doubt they'll be going away from this game thinking, cool, how can we fix our mistakes? I think, good, our game plan worked. So against bigger, faster players, obviously Liam, you're a youngster here in this pitch. Could someone provide a supporting option with Arthur? You quickly drop off, which probably means White would drag with you. It's a bounce, forward run, back in. It'd be a goal straight away. So can we combine rather than trying to do these 1v1s? Because that would have 100% been a goal. Look how flat they are. Arthur just has to drop off 2 meters away from his man. He gets followed. It's a 1-2. We're in goals. There's nothing but a 1v1 with the keeper. So bounce, make a forward run. If you don't have the ball, how can you support your teammate who has it? It's really simple, guys. But it just takes a bit of effort. But also, Arthur tried. Liam, can you bounce and get it back? Same goes when you have it, Tom. Rather than doing your little Ronaldo chop turn, bounce, make a forward run. These are the type of forward runs I'm saying. Forward runs in behind the gaps. Once again, having 4 at the back will prevent that pass from going through. Well done for Chat and Ashwin saying man on. We shouldn't get caught both going to the same player. Because now you got caught flat, you get killed with one pass, you get split. So it shouldn't be both. So Arthur, don't commit when someone else has already committed. Does that kind of make sense? So cool. Cohen's got him. Rather than you now both committed, you're flat, you've been split. Let the person press, the other one drop off and cover. So a lot of this, we have the second half at least, we really haven't had possession because we keep trying to kick it along. Of course, we're going to lose it. So hopefully 4 at the back allows us that comfort to play at the back, keep possession at the back, and then pick our moments to break through them. It'll be better. Because here we are playing on our back foot, meaning like they're all over us at the moment. It's a good 1v1 to be fair. That's pretty much the end of the match anyway. It's been 60 minutes. Yeah. So centre backs, Luca and Ashwin together for sure. Right back will probably be Cohen or Socrates, and vice versa. Socrates left back, Cohen right back. Centre mid will probably be Senna. Right mid will probably be Tim. Left will be Ricardo. Striker will be Tom. Liam will come on as left or right mid. Same with Arthur. Chris will come on as a striker. Daniel will come on as left or right back. So once we do it for at the back, I really want to play short. I don't want to keep bombing at long keeper. We just keep on giving away possession. So now, once we do it for at the back, can we keep it? Now that we have that extra player there. Not a bad ball, Mr. Luca. Well done, Luca. Easy peasy. Alright. So, 4 at the back, as mentioned, 3 in the middle, 1 at the top. If it's on your side, we break out wide. Wingers, midfielder. Last little demo. Cool. 4 at the back. 3 in the mid. Etc. defensively. Players out to one side. Then we're ready to travel out wide midfielder so you can receive down the line. Other midfielder come support. Other one be ready for a combination. Striker, look to see how you can receive. Be ready, fullback, to make the run to receive the switch. Alright, general sense of that. Okay, easy peasy, done. Alright, game's just started. Lord almighty. Nice forward runs, Jake. Oh, microphone. Horrible touch. Bit too much spice on that pass, my bad. Let's see if we track our players. Do we track them? I'm trying to block. So, a tip for you, Ricardo, because this happens a lot with you. Don't give them space. Actually, just stand in front of them and touch them the whole time. So then you know when they're going to start their run. And also, you can be a bit cheeky, grab their shirt or whatever you need. But put some body contact on them. So lean on them, push on them. And really try to block that. It happens a few times. It's hard, 100%. It's super hard to block it. But just something you can do. So rather than standing too far away, stand on his toes. Literally, if you want. Step on his toes if you need. You playing a con, Jake? What are you doing? Oh, my days. But those are the type of bounces that we need to start doing, is bounce, make the forward run, get it back, and you can see you just eliminate all those defenders, because one gets drawn to me, and then the bounce gets drawn to Ricardo, and now we've beat them both. So that's why you say pass, make the forward run. So let's get like making a forward run. You might not get it, but you draw defenders with you. Now like Jake, you know. Meow. Too slow, Senna. Nah, my bad. So here, I should open up here. So I might be able to get to my feet, or at least drag him out, so then Senna can drive more. But there, we're just getting into each other's way. Poo-poo. Not bad, boys. Not bad at all. We've got to be more careful of that as well. I like it. I like the forward run centre. Sui. So to be fair, Tom wasn't really ready for this, but this does happen in games sometimes, Tom, where you wait for the ball and try to lean into it and they get the ball every time. So we do want you to attack the ball, then you can lay off and play. But to be fair, Tom was running backwards and he wasn't ready for it, Luca. But I'm glad you at least called his name, which was a plus. It wasn't Tom's fault. He wasn't wanting the ball out. Ah, Lord Almighty. Parca dia. Just the speed of that bounce. Smack the bounce. Oh, yeah, that's great. So either Tom, I think you're doing your lean back move that you lean into and away for the ball, I think. But he may have pulled you back. But just something to highlight. In one of you do have a habit of trying to lean back and waiting for the ball. Actually, I think that's what happened. I don't know. But it's something to highlight in your game. So, for example, you're leaning back and he just moves out the way and you fall back because you're leaning on his weight. He then moves out the way and then you fall back. So either he did kind of fail you, but regardless, try to... Don't have to completely eliminate that out of your game, but add something else. Start meeting the ball, start bouncing the ball. Oftentimes all you want to do is lean into the player and do that turn. It's like the one move. So can we start increasing your repertoire, Mr. Tom? Because we want to take you to that next level rather than settling where you are at the moment. How can you improve? How can you get better? Half time. Damn, it's long half time. Center the brick wall. 99 physical. 0 fitness. Yeah, one of us, we have to talk, we're both doing the same job. So one of us does a fine job, but then one of us has to go here. So we're going to talk to each other, tell each other. One's got to mark this guy better. Which is probably me. So we have to communicate better. If we see that, tell each other, hey look bro, what on earth are you doing? So a lot of our goals come from corners. From memory, doesn't show. Remember, I'm pretty sure there's a guy behind everyone, goal camping, and no one picked him up. Someone's got to pick him up. Bro, we suck at this. Alright. We gotta fix this up. Every goal is just... To be fair, Ricardo, who are you marking? Potentially, you could ask the same about me. But I was on your post. Center's also... I guess you could say center's blocking this pass backwards. Yep. Ricardo, you're blocking nothing. That's an issue. Us and Luca were kind of blocking the shot in and blah, blah, blah. Either we do the whole move where Rico stays high and then I push onto him. Or if being more defensive, Ricardo makes you a goal side of this player. Because at the moment, you're doing neither of anything. Which is a recurring theme for you, young Ricardo. Depending on what we want to do, either Ricardo, yes, we can push you high and I mark that player. But preferably, we all mark up. Learn to shoot, bro. So bad. So bad. I want to keep this. I want to keep us a tight square, because often the teams that we verse and we struggle against are those teams that really keep tight and keep forcing out wide. We don't want this pass to go through us. Because that's what they do. They play through, then bounce out. Which is what we try to do. Oof. What? It's very important to make those forward runs. Make the run. I might not get it, you might not get it, but good things may happen, and generally they do. Make the run. So this is what I say about acting disinterested. It's like, yeah, blah, 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 whatever, blah, blah, blah. Yep. And then you get it. And then people react, and so you'll get there quicker. Pleasing. That's what I want to see more of. So Jake's done well here as well. So cool. He gets vertical so we can play it in line. Pass, forward run, bounce. Then he makes his forward run. Congrats. That's football. That's what we need to do more of. Pass, forward run, bounce, bounce, combine. One more time for the highlight reel. Honestly, bro, we just need a keeper like him, man. Jesus. Freezing. Catch the ball, Tom. Ugh. So the reason I'm rewinding is because we get caught off guard somehow. So cool, he makes the forward run. Me, I get caught off guard. Or we have to do better in terms of communication, and I have to tell you to rotate. So for example, especially defending, we don't like people getting drawn away. In futsal it might be okay, but generally it's cool. I pass him on to you, Luca, so then I can press the next person. But in that case, I could have just followed him because we had Jake there as well. So that's the quick decisions that we have to make, and it has to be communicated as well. Do I pass him on? Do I follow? Etc. Very small, miniature, split-second decisions would make it a goal or not a goal. They got caught off guard with 1-2. It's a harder track, but we have to do our best. So cool. You must be toast center. You stood there like a lemon. Long day, I know. I get it. It's just for fun. Let me look at it again. Let's look at the defensive qualities here. Well done, center. That's class. You're toast, mate. You're toast. Crack me up. Oof. Ow! Great striking back, Jake. What a player. Alright, this internet's killing me. Dude. So do you notice how they always get someone at the back post, which is something we need to do. So cool. If there's someone shooting, there needs to be someone at the back post, as seen. Tap it in, game over. So if we see someone driving with the ball, can we ensure that someone gets the back post for either the cross tap in, or it might come off the keeper and get tapped in either way. So quite soon that's the only goal there. So there's about 10 seconds. Have your shot and that's about it. Alright, we'll end it there.